Good evening everybody and welcome to BSRTV and welcome to round 1 of season 6 of the Engine Oils Direct Touring Car Championship. I'm Andrew Woodhouse and alongside me today in the commentary box is Adam Bath. Adam, welcome.
Yeah, thanks very much, Andrew. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to round 1 of what is set to be a fantastic season of touring car racing here on iRacing. I can't wait for it.
Me neither, and we are live at Silverstone circuit for rounds 1, 2 and 3. 3 races for you this evening, and it's the historic layout today. Adam, it's harking back to the days of old here.
Yes, of course, we've got the flat out corners at Vale and at Abbey, so we're going to be going flat out through Bridge. These touring cars are pretty mean cars to drive, so it's going to be battle of the fittest through those corners.
Yeah, definitely some commitment's going to have to be shown today. We've got a large field for this one. How many drivers have we got today, Adam? It's going to be over 40, isn't it?
Yes, around about 40 cars taking part in this first race of the evening. I can't wait for it. And on pole position for this first race is Stefan Hoog.
Yep, great effort in qualifying from him. Would you be able to take us to the top 10 in the grid?
Yes, so on pole position is Stefan Hoog for the Team O car, and alongside him on the grid is Jamie Rushworth. Jamie Rushworth moving from Movie Go to Elite 220. Then on row 2 it's Jacob Lopez, the Season 5 champion, and alongside him on the grid will be Wojciech Savidovic. 5th is Ashley Sutton. He races in the MSA Formula 4 Championship, which you see at the British Touring Cars, and alongside him is David Baker. Andreas Katz is in 7th, Smolensky in 8th, Graham Cowell in 9th, and then rounding up the top 10 is Linus Bostrom.
Well, Adam, I'm a newcomer to this series, so I mean, what's the appeal of this series? It's great touring car action, of course, but the Kia Optima should provide close competition.
I think that's one of the main reasons why this championship is so popular. I mean, it may not be a fixed setup series, but we see pretty close racing between teammates and everyone, because in qualifying the gap may be half a second between the pole sitter and second place. In the race, that's nothing, and that's what makes the championship so exciting.
So for everybody watching the stream, welcome to wherever you are around the world. We will run through you the rules, don't worry, as we go, but round 1 is a straight race, so qualifying does make up the grid for this first round of the championship. Is there anybody we need to watch out for in particular, Adam, maybe from outside the top 10 who's going to make a move?
Really, the top 10 people at the moment are the elites of the championship. Those are the people that made up the top 10, really, of last season. However, people to watch out for, I'd say Adam Terry and the people in the Alex Smolensky and Julian Janowski, those are the people usually to watch out for. And in the Karsha team, Peter Van Gaal, he usually moves up quite a few places in the first race, so we can get into those reverse grid spots for the second and third races as we're getting ready for the start.
Yep. Not too long to go then before the start of round 1 from Silverstone circuit. We have 11 laps of this historic layout for all these Kia Optimas. Let's hope everybody gets around Copse Corner cleanly. It's not always the easiest task, and Stefan Hoog will be looking to convert pole position into the lead at the very beginning. Alex Simpson will be providing us pit updates throughout the race as well as the revs are rising, and Stefan Hoog leads us away from Silverstone, and he gets a tremendous start. He's gained quite a lot on Rushworth.
Yes, and Jamie Rushworth is definitely holding off for Jacob Lopez. Look at Wojciech Savidovic going around the outside into the first corner. I think he might have got it done here. They're side by side as we head into the Magnussen Records complex.
Yeah, that's really not where you want to be, but Savidovic, they're just slotting in behind the Jacob Lopez. But look at the lead that Stefan Hoog has got already as he goes round Chapel for the first time. We've got a car off in the background, and it looks like, is it Plumley, is it? At the very back, we've got a couple off through Beckett's and Maggots.
I think it's Linus Bostrom in the Lugnut's racing car. He's now languishing down the orders. We head down the hangar straight for the first time.
Yeah, Bostrom losing a lot of places. They're nearly 4 wide down the back straight there, and somebody's on the grass trying to go past on the outside for the minor placings. But up front, you have got Stefan Hoog, who's made a tremendous start off the grid through now the fast section in Vale and Club. You've actually got it's 2 cars over the grass there. Looks like Sutton and Savidovic, and also Andreas Katz is in there as well. You've got in the Karcher car, that's Katz in the green and black car.
Yes, and David Baker's managed to benefit that extremely well as we head flat out for Abbey and down to Bridge for the first time. Ashley Sutton nearly ended up with a disaster there, as that looks like one of the Apex Racing TV cars going around the outside of Cats as we head into Priory.
Yeah, Lopez was having a little look on Rushworth as well, so Season 5 champion trying to get on with it in the early going. Oh, there's a spinner there, there's a bit of contact at Brooklands. That's Andreas Katz being turned around by Graham Carroll, and then the number 14 car of Benjamin Gregory up the inside of Alexander Smolensky in that Union Jack coloured car. Everybody else seems to be behaving themselves round Luffield.
Yes, going around to complete the first lap then. Stefan Hook leads by 0.7 seconds from Jamie Rushworth, with Lopez in third, Sutton in fourth, Savidovic in fifth, Baker in sixth, Katz in seventh, Carroll in eighth, and Ben Gregory in ninth, with Smolensky in 10th.
Yep, so the field spread already taking effect. You have over 20 seconds now separating the field after just one lap. That's what these big grids, that's what the effect this big grid can have. You have to bear with me throughout this race as we get used to the new paint schemes for the drivers for this season. So if we make some mistakes, forgive us. We'll hopefully get better later on. As Adam, really good entertaining start.
Yeah, pretty clean. Usually race one is the cleanest of the 3 races over the evening, so it's good to see everyone giving some respect through the first few corners. Let's see if that carries on through the rest of the race. We've got 10 laps still to go.
It's touring cars, so I'm not sure respect comes into it sometimes, but Stefan Hoog is having his lead chopped down a little bit by Rushworth. Lopez is having a watching brief there. Ashley Sutton in fourth, tiny bit of a gap there back to that yellow car of his, and then the Apex Racing TV car of Swidovic. That's a tough one, that one, I must admit.
Yeah, Swidovic will be desperate to get past Ashley Sutton because he Lopez and Jamie Rushworth made up the key battles throughout the entire of last season. You would always see those 3 battling at the front, and I wonder if he's now starting to get held up behind Ashley Sutton as we head through to Priory.
So it looks like the only casualties we've had Steve Walker looks like he could be out of the race, and it looks like Colin Steele's had some issues as well. He's in the pit lane. That's one of the other Apex Racing TV cars. Looks like everybody else is Dries Nice is he's a long way behind as well with damage.
Yes, and as we come out to complete the second lap, Jamie Rushworth is right onto the back of Stefan Hoog. Stefan Hoog, part of the Team O team. Team O managed to win the Beamer Championship last year. They were known as Chrome Restart then, so they'll be desperate to get those points. They managed to attend all of the races last season as we head into Maggots and Beckett's. 9 laps to go, and Jamie Rushworth is right with him.
Yeah, it was only 0.2 of a second as they came over the line to complete lap 1, and then only another 0.3 of a second back to Adai Lopez. So then you've got a couple of seconds actually back to Ashley Sutton. He might come under some pressure from Wojciech down the hanger straight, if he can get the good slipstream here. What's the slipstream like in these cars, Adam?
Actually, it's quite a big benefit. We saw at races at Bathurst and other tracks like that, and Silverstone National, which I think we're going to later in the season. Those tracks are quite big on slipstream, and we saw that the Kia Optima, even though it might not have massive amounts of rear wings and other parts of the car, it does provide quite a lot of slipstreaming as we head through Vale, and Lopez is getting right onto the back of Jamie Rushworth as we head down to Abbey. Could he be shaking up here? He's looking down the inside. I think Rushworth might have to give this place over there side by side. Oh, that is really close racing there as we head through Abbey.
That's a brave place to attempt to pass through that flat out section into Abbey. Also, there was a really, really good move around the outside by, I think there was somebody with damage further down the field. I think it was Matt Walker, and he's going backwards rapidly, and it was Robert Plumley that made a sweet move around the outside of him, up the inside into Stowe, I should say.
Yes,
we've got a big battle. Sorry, Adam. We've got a big battle for a 4-car scrap for 10th. Ben Gregory, and then Russell Laidler, Adam Terrain, and Simon Field. All coming out of Luffield, and look at the field now trying to get side by side through Woodcombe. That's not usually going to happen around the outside.
Yes, Engine All Direct, those are the team that had a pretty good end to the last season. They managed to win a race. Simon Field in 13th spot at the moment. That will earn him around about 58 points. It's 100 points for a win here. And the reverse grid here is quite pivotal because it's quite hard to overtake, as we see as we head into Magus and Beckers. We saw Russell Layler in the CQR car having a look down the inside of 10th place man Ben Gregory.
I wonder if Rushworth made a mistake because he's now suddenly about 1.5 seconds behind Hoog. So that's given Hoog a little bit of a break. We've got Sutton and Wojciech, and then David Baker, who is putting Wojciech under a lot of pressure here. It looks like only a matter of time for him.
Yes, Rushworth, I don't know what's happening. Hopefully we'll get to see a little bit later, but he's now massively behind Stefan Hug, and the lap times weren't that different. Jamie Rushworth was only 0.3 of a second slower, so maybe he made a mistake into Copse or into Maggots and Beckett's, but now that means he is under immense pressure from Adeko Lopez. Lopez can see Stefan Hug disappearing in front of him. The gap is 2 seconds.
But again, Lopez trying to get close, and one thing that this historic layout has actually done is it's taken away the two prime opportunities from touring car racing to overtake, which is Vale and Abbey. So these guys are going to have to be brave if they want to pull a move, maybe around the outside of Priory, as Lopez is trying to do now, and he's placing the car beautifully as he tries to straighten it up. Is he going to pull some? Oh, he's gone very wide. Good save, sir. Very good.
Yeah, he had to.
Brilliant.
Thank God these Kia Optimas are front-wheel drive. He planted the foot to the floor.
Planted it. I thought he was going to. He almost pulled the Daniel Ricciardo out of the bag there, but he just went past the edge of adhesion, and he did very well to keep his third place.
Yes, and now that means that Stefan Hug's got a 2.4 second lead, and Ashley Sutton and Wojciech Savidovic, along with David Baker, they're closing in on that tussling duo.
Shouldn't be laughing, is Stefan Hug, isn't he? I mean, he was under a lot of pressure at the beginning, but it seems like they've just handed him a nice advantage.
Battle for 12th, Robert Plumley, and in 11th place that's Ben Gregory. They had a bit of contact going into Copse. That battle seems to be very interesting at the moment as you're looking at it on your screens.
Well, that's sent Plumley off the course through Copse, and now he's under severe pressure. It's Steve Hefford there, and Plumley's regained it, but look at the train. It's like a trolley train through Maggots and Beckett's, as you have Ben Gregory at the head of that. He doesn't seem to have a lot of pace at this point in the race.
No, Ben Gregory is the AM driver. I think we should mention this season there are pro and there are pro-AM teams, and the pro teams have 3 pro drivers and 1 AM driver.
The inside of his Plumley.
Yes, he's got it.
And the bit of contact.
Shoving him out wide through Stowe, and that allows Steve Hefford, I think, in the engine or direct car to go through this. Surely isn't going to end well. It looks like we're going to go too wide through Vale. That's the 2 DEG cars, I think, going through Vale.
Don't really want to be going too wide through this faster version of Vale. As the red car of, I think, is it Richard? It's not Richard Wilde. It's is it Richard Wilde?
Yeah, Richard Wilde's going side by side there with the Team O cars. Ben Gregory as we head through, and he's going off.
Oh, he's gone off the track. You don't want to go off there, but he's regained it. He's heading to Bridge.
He's now under pressure from Matt Walker here as we go into Priory, and there's the Elite 220 car in 17th place, who I think is Ellis Stevens. He'll be having a look into Brooklands and Luffield, and it looks like more as the DEG car of Adam Terry is trying to go around the outside of Russell Layler through Luffield on through Woodcote, starting up a lap.
Stevens was showing his nose into Priory, and look at this, there's almost bump drafting with the Engineers Direct car of Hefford there. Plumley, as he moves out, he's got to watch the spacing as there's a car on his outside into Copse. Furious action here in the BSR TV Engineers Direct Touring Car Championship.
Yes, here comes Layla. I think he's got it done. He may have the outside now, but he's got the inside into Maggots. No, it's Hefford goes around the outside, I think, into Beckett. So now he's going to have the proper line into Chapel. He manages to somehow stay ahead of Russell Layla. Great driving there.
You've got to be so careful in a battle like this, haven't you? Because one mistake and you could literally lose 10 places as they're all queuing up now. And you can see Plumley's under more pressure now from Adam Terry. Adam Terry trying to go up the inside in the DEG car, the number 8 machine. And Plumley's taking a wide line, trying to get a better exit so he can go around the outside. But these cars quite understeery on the power, and he couldn't quite fire it back up the inside. As you've got several cars having a bit of a look at this situation. Nobody really wanting to commit, as you can see Ellis Stevens going round the outside through Club on Linus Bostrom.
Bostrom's down in 17th place, and just an update for you while we're looking at this battle. Adeko Lopez has managed to get into 2nd place ahead of Jamie Rushworth, so changes there. Can Lopez get up to Stefan? We'll have to find out, but let's focus on this battle.
Ashley Sutton as well, Adam, just quickly, is just behind Rushworth, so Jamie might come under some more pressure. As this battle is absolutely unbelievable for 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, and probably back to about 23rd position. In fact, it is 20th. 20th is Julian Janowski. And then Richardson's in there as well, Laidler. think Richardson actually dropped off the back of the pack. I think Russell Laidler is the last man in this little gaggle. Oh, and there's a big contact into Copse, and that might have taken Janowski and Kraft out of the race. Daniel Kraft, who ended up just turning him on the straight, a bit of a pit manoeuvre there, and well, was only going to end badly, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think eventually something had to give, and that's a shame for the Lugnuts Racing. They haven't been having that much of a good race, and again, they are a pro team, an AM team. They've only got one pro driver, and that's Linus Bostrom, and he's currently in 16th place. But here comes Adam Terry. He's under pressure from 12th place man, which is Robert Plumley, as we head into Stowe. He's going to have to try and get the cutback, which I think he does through Stowe, but I think he's a bit too far back to launch an attack just now.
Plumley's been very aggressive so far, and you can see that Richard Wilde has made a move, it looks like, on Ellis Stevens. But Stevens moving forward. He was in 18th place a couple of laps ago. He's now up to 15, so he's picking them off one by one. How far can he make it through, do you think?
I think he could get quite up there at the moment. It's obvious that he should be able to get those places, as we are going to cut back to the battle for third. Ashley Sutton has got into third place ahead of Jamie Rushworth, who's now down to fourth place. Rushworth, who started second on the grid, is now down into fourth position, with Savidovic eager to get past as well. Look at Adeko Lopez. He's managed to pull out quite an advantage over this squabbling pack. He's now going to try and get after Stefan Hug. We've got 4 laps to go here. 3.9 seconds between Hug and Lopez. Do you think he can do it? I don't think he can.
I think he's going to struggle. I mean, there's not enough laps left, but he was a tenth slower even on that lap than Hug. So I think Hug, if he manages his tyres and he doesn't make any silly mistakes, I think he'll be okay. As you see now, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th coming through the complex at Magnussen, Beckett and Stevens. Rushworth very, very close on the back of Ashley Sutton, and this could be in order to set himself up for a move into Stowe. Sutton going to defend the inside line. He should do if he's smart, and he will do. Rushworth has to pull out of the slipstream and go to the outside, and you can see, is that Wojciech?
Yes, it is.
In there it is. Having a look, like I say, no mistake will go unpunished here, it seems. David Baker.
Sorry, Ashley Sutton doing some pretty good defending there as we head through Vale. Blimey, he was all over the track. I wonder if that will ruffle Jamie Rushworth's feathers. Either way, it's definitely slowing Sutton down here, because Rushworth is right under the boot lid of that CQR car.
These 4 cars couldn't actually get any closer together if they tried. And again, it could well end in tears as we head into the complex. Sutton throws the car into Beckett's front-wheel drive machine. Needs a bit of wrestling, bit of coaxing. Is into Priory. And then all well behaved through Brooklands. A little too well behaved, Adam.
Yeah, I wonder if it's going to get any more chaotic. We've still got 3 laps to go here. Stefan Hug comes around, starts another lap. Rushworth is right to the back. I don't see Copse as his main overtaking spot. He wants to set him up through the Maggots and Beckett's and Chapel complex, and then get the slipstream.
It can be done there, though. And a lot of the times, if you can get a move done through Copse, but look, this is going to slow them both down. Having half a look is never a good thing. And good driving by Sutton, though. He's planted his car on the apex.
Yeah, I think he's going to get a cut back. Here comes Savidovic.
There's somebody on the grass there. It's Wojciech, isn't it?
Yeah, Savidovic gets forced onto the grass. He wants to be part of this battle as we head into Beckett's. This is fascinating racing here as we head into Beckett's and now into Chapel. That's now meant Rushworth has not got as big of an advantage as we head out down the Hanger Straight. He's let the car wash out a bit out of that exit. Can he get into the slipstream of the CQR car? Well, I think that's a given, but can he get the move done?
Mr. Sutton taking some inventive methods with regards to the track limits, shall we say, through Beckett's, but it doesn't matter. He's still in the lead of this group, and Rushworth's going out around the outside. He's forced him off the track onto the grass, but Rushworth's not going to give this one up. He's got to be brave into Vale, and he's not brave enough, which is probably the smart thing to do.
This is fantastic. First race of season 6 of the BSRTC Championship, and we're seeing racing like this. This is fantastic. It means now that Rushworth has got a little bit more catching up to do. He's fallen a little bit behind Ashley Sutton here. Stefan Hug, by the way, has got a 4-second advantage over Adeko Lopez. I think he looks set to take the first win of the season, but into Bridge once again. Rushworth is still on the back of the CQR car. He has a look down the inside into Priory. Doesn't get it done. He better watch out, because he is not alone as here comes Savidovic. Savidovic can never go down the inside.
Sutton went a bit wide at Priory, couple of wheels on the gravel, and he's going to have to just park it on the apex of left field. Don't rush it. You've got plenty of time. Squirt the car out and try and get an advantage, but his advantage is limited to just about a foot as Wojciech goes onto the gravel and compromises his own exit. Meanwhile, even though we're not going to cut back to it just yet, we've still got a 9-car train for 10th position headed by Adam Terry.
Yes, Robert Plumley is in 10th now. Last season that would mean a pole position for him, but no, this year we're doing it in an even more quirky way. We've got a reverse grid dice. But more than that later, as here comes Rushworth. Oh my goodness, Sutton gives him no room into Muggets and Beckets. And now that means
he's sliding the car as well.
His tyres must be gone as we head into Chapel. We're on the penultimate lap here, the last lap but one, out onto the Hanger Straight. This is probably the closest that Rushworth's been. Surely Sutton will have to concede the place here, but he's going to do some crafty defending here. Rushworth will have to go to the outside. Surely Sutton's not going to close that door as well, and Savidovic could be here to take all the spoils as we head into Stowe.
He does have the inside line as Hanger Straight curves slightly to the right before the braking area for Stowe. Sutton again just placing his car absolutely beautifully as Rushworth's on the grass. Surely he can't get an advantage from that, can he? Oh, there it is! Oh, and he's kept it!
Unbelievable, they've kept in their same positions. That's fantastic. I wonder if anyone will get a slowdown penalty. I don't think they will.
Look at David Baker, who tried to go around the outside of the lot of them. Didn't quite do that.
Savidovic! Sorry,
Sutton leaving about a car's width plus a gnat's whisker as now into bridge. Wojciech is side by side with Rushworth, and is he going to throw it up the inside of Priory? He probably will, let's face it. And up the inside he goes. Rushworth holds the outside line, and this is allowing Sutton to escape a little bit, Adam.
Yeah, this is definitely what Ashley Sutton wants to see in his mirrors. Jamie Rushworth and Savidovic battling as we head into Luffield, but Rushworth lunges it back up the inside. This is brilliant, out of Luffield. He's going to force Savidovic off, I think. He's going to leave him just enough room as we head through Woodcote to start the final lap. I think Ashley Sutton might be away with this third place. I think the main battle is going to be between Rushworth and Savidovic.
Wojciech tried to close the door into Luffield, and Rushworth wasn't having any of it. As David Baker, who's never, I don't think he's even made up a position in this whole race. He's just been sat there and he just can't make an opportunity stick. As side by side into Beckett's, that's bravery. Cuts across the front of Wojciech, and he just about makes it through cleanly.
Yes, you're right about David Baker. He started in 6th place and is still in 6th place now. Maybe he might be able
with all the squabbling going on.
He might be able to make some advancements on the final lap here. I think Jamie Rushworth will be a bit frustrated that he couldn't do anything about Ashley Sutton.
Now then, Adam, battle for 7. Graham Carroll is going around the outside of Simon Field down the Hanger Straight. He got a fantastic run out of Chapel. Is he going to make it stick before Stowe? I think he's going to have some trouble as Carroll goes back up the inside in the Apex Racing TV car. And the Engine Oil's direct car of Simon Field goes back underneath. But again, just the momentum in these front-wheel drive cars, you really struggle to do things like the cutback.
Yes, Graham Carroll manages to hold on 7th place. I'm going to look back at the battle, for 5th place and for 4th place here, because Savidovic is right onto the back. This is the last lap. This is when you need to lunge it up down the inside. And look how close they are to Ashley Sutton. Into bridge. This could be it. Savidovic down the inside. And Rushworth hangs it out around the outside into Priory. Savidovic hangs it around the outside this time, and Rushworth is going to force him
wheels
into Brooklands.
I think Sutton's going to do it. I think he's going to maintain his 3rd place. The other two are side by side. Stefan Hoog is coming through, and he will take victory in round 1 of the BSR TV Touring Car Championship. And Icoba Lopez in 2nd, but it's Ashley Sutton who somehow hangs on for a podium. Adam, that's a heroic drive.
Yes, an absolutely fantastic drive. Sometimes his defensive moves were a bit compromising, and I wonder if Rushworth will be taking that up with the stewards. But still, what a fantastic first race to season 6 of the BSRTC.
I thought most of that was okay, to be honest. I mean, it's the edge of a knife stuff, and you can see Plumley's coming over in 10th, 11th Adam Terry and Hefford, Wild, Bostrom. Stevens got ahead of Matt Walker on the last lap, so Stevens finished 15th, Matt Walker with damage 16th, Laura Bond 17th, then Ben Gregory in 18th place, 19th Steve Richardson, then Julian Janowski, despite that crash at Cops, he did quite well to finish 20th. Actually, Daniel Hunt 21st, then Ben Palmer, Robert Burton's 23rd, Mark Cardich 24th, Robert Graham in 25th, then Daniel Kraft, John Roberts 27th, Ali Ertas in 28th. And you've got Gordon Wilson, Carl Shaw Sr., Alexander Smolensky, Vittorio Santolomacchia, and then Jeroen Kaiser in 33rd, Eckhart von Glan 34th, and then one lap down with, I assume, first lap problems, Russell Laidler, Liam Fassam, Dries Nies, Colin Steele, and then we lost David Taylor and Steve Walker. Adam, what a start to the season, mate.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic, and the drama's still yet to come. We've got 2 more races here, and the area we need to focus on is 15th to 20th. That's Ellis Stevens, Matt Walker, Laura Bond, Ben Gregory, Steve Richardson, and Julian Janowski, because in a few moments we're going to be rolling the dice, quite literally, and doing the race 2 reverse grid draw. So if the number 1 gets rolled, that means that 15 cars will be reversed. Number 2, top 16 reversed, and goes all the way down to, if we roll number 6, the whole top 20 will be reversed, putting Janowski on pole position. So it's going to be quite interesting to see what that throws up.
Yeah, I want to bring in, if we can, Alex Simpson's been doing the camera work here, and also he's going to be overseeing the roll of the dice. Alex, if you're there, mate, what a first race.
Yeah, amazing first race. Really enjoyed that. Really difficult to keep up with the action, so awesome. I'm looking forward to the next 2 races.
Your fingers are probably sore from clicking the mouse to try and do all the different cameras, but fantastic. Really, really good. Race 2 should see some carnage, Alex.
Yeah, I think we're going to be in for a bit of an epic race there as well. Really quick guys coming through from the back. It'll be interesting to see what this dice is going to give us, and we'll see who's going to end up with this pole position. So without further ado, actually, I'll bring it up on screen now just to let the guys know we're going to run 3 dummy runs, just so that you know that it's not fixed or anything else like that, and then we'll do 1 final spin. So let's just do a couple of spins. That's 2 and 3, so they are random numbers. So right, this is the 1, ladies and gents. Let's see who's going to be on pole position for the second round of the series. 17th. So whoever finished 17th in that last race will be on the pole position.
Laura Bond, Alex, thank you very much, is on pole position for the second race, which means Matt Walker will be second, Ellis Stevens third, Bostrom fourth, and Richard Wild fifth. So it's going to be quite interesting here, Andrew.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm a bit out of breath. Just one question for you quickly, mate. Do you have a driver of the race?
I'll probably have to say Ashley Sutton. However, I think that might get me a bit of stick because Sutton's defensive methods were quite interesting. However, David Baker, as we were saying, started 6th, managed to finish 6th, so pretty consistent drive by him.
You might have to hide from Mr. Rushworth later on, but we'll get around that somehow. Yeah, thanks very much, mate, for the commentary for the first race. Fantastic start to this season, and we'll be back with race 2 very, very shortly. So stay with us here on BSR TV.